Inspirado. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to pause this edition of Inspirado Projecto because of an emergency broadcast system. Inspirado Projecto.
Okay, it is now 5:35 p.m. and it's June 18th. We are going to be playing at the world-famous Whisky tonight. I'm looking at a photo, a poster of Jim Morrison, two of them actually. Jimi Hendrix, I don't know if he ever actually played here. Maybe he did, I don't know. Lemmy, everybody loves Lemmy from Motorhead around these parts. Rainbow, they love that guy. So I was looking at someone's Instagram stories just now, and they had like they had posted pieces of a show. Oh, I know who it was. My buddy Reese-stagram. My buddy Reese, who I met on Twitter when I was in the Duran Duran tribute band Rio a long time ago. He found me on Twitter, and he would send me messages going, I'm going to come out to your show. And he's a pilot, so he would come out. Here comes a Hollywood City Tours. Here comes a Hollywood City Tours truck. Yeah! Oh, I figured it'd be fun to pretend we're famous. And they're like, wait a second, who are these people? So you see some of these buses that come around these parts, double-deckers. And there are these tours that take you on to famous locations. I've talked on a few occasions the idea of making an Andy Kaufman one around these parts. There are a few different kinds. There's one that does Marilyn Monroe, one that does The Doors and Jim Morrison, a few others. Elisa, which is John Garside's cousin, she's the one who does the LA Woman tours, which is the Jim Morrison, and also the Marilyn Monroe one. So I'd love to do an Andy Kaufman one. So this idea had popped into my brain. I was looking on Instagram, Reese's Instagram, and now he's been coming out to see Yächtley Crëw shows, by the way. Reese used to come out and see the Rio shows, but then when I quit that band, he started coming out to see the Yächtley Crëw shows. And I'll see him, he'll just pop up anywhere. Wherever his plane is, if his plane happens to be coming in that night to that location, I'll end up going out there after the thing, and I'll see him, and I'm like, what the heck? It's so cool. It's so exciting. So I was looking on his story, and it looks like he was at a place where this stand-up comedian was. I didn't go deep into it, but he kind of looked like George Carlin, and all of a sudden, the light bulb went off in my brain. So there are all these tribute bands that are out there. There's a whole scene out there, and I've seen it up close and personal because when I was in the Rio, when I was in the Duran Duran tribute band, we kept coming across all kinds. There are a couple of U2s. There's a few Doors. In fact, one of my buddies, Tony, is in Peace Frog, which is a Doors tribute band. And I'm looking at the Viper Room right now, which is where Yächtley Crëw used to have residency at least once a month. We used to play. It's not getting torn down as far as I'm looking. There are all these threats that it's going to get torn down and they're going to build a new thing in its place. Which, by the way, I would not be surprised if Yächtley Crëw was invited back there to open up their very first night. Oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal. It would be so poetic. So poetic. Their first night open and Yächtley Crëw plays. Woo! I'm predicting it right now. Right now, at 5:40 p.m., on June 18th, I am predicting it now, Yächtley Crëw will be opening, the grand opening of the Viper Room when after they do all the reconstruction, whenever that happens. It's, earlier, this woman came through with two of her friends who were in town visiting, these tourists. And she came in with them. She's like, hey, is it okay? And I was out there. I think because I wear this blue blazer, and it makes me look official, makes me look like I'm a manager or something, so it's great. People just tend to come up to me. It's phenomenal. So she's like, are you guys the manager? Are you the manager? And I go, no, I play keys in the band. But she's like, oh, can we come inside and just take a look at the whiskey? You know, these are my friends who are in out of town. They've never visited the whiskey before. Can we take a look? And so I said, yeah, come on in. And so it was suddenly, for a short moment there, I became a tour guide. And, was giving them a little bit of historical facts about the whiskey. And which was what was interesting, because the manager of the whiskey had given me those facts and figures. So I was just passing it on to them. And by the way, I'm looking at a green building right now that says the Beverly Hills Estates. This is on the corner of Sunset and Clark. It used to be an all yellow building, where they'd have all cool like Halloween costumes in there and stuff. Now it's actually there are 3 buildings. They're all the same green. That are called the Beverly Hills Estates, a global brand. By the way. Don't get mixed up. This is not a national brand. This is not a local brand. This is a global brand, all right? Hey, all right, yeah. Alex, who we call Street Dog, Street Dog's girlfriend, Alex, she's running the merch booth lately. And her dad and brother just showed up. So that's exciting. So I gave this little tour to these tourists of talking about the whiskey, talking about some of the history. And I said, oh, yeah, come on over. Let's look at the posters, of who are going to be, playing here. And so it was just a lot of fun for that little piece to kind of give them this little history of the whiskey. I could have gone deeper. I didn't. But I did run up, and I run up to the merch booth. I grabbed a couple of koozies and gave them to him. We have 10 tickets for tonight. 10 tickets. Wow. It's just so fascinating to me to think that when Yächtley Crëw played at Viper Room, it resonated all along Sunset Strip. And I believe I've told you on past podcasts, I just have to say it again. And when I read that book, No One Here Gets Out Alive, it's all about Jim Morrison and the Doors. It's all about their history. And they were talking about the Laurel Canyon musicians who were up on the mountains at that time, living in just blissful nature. The houses were cheap. Beautiful time. That's definitely one of my time travel tours that I plan on doing. Jamming with the Monkees and the Beach Boys and all those people who lived up there. Janis Joplin, she lived up there for a short time. All these different people. Nico was even seen up there. Oh my gosh! I look off to my left. I can see a couple of chefs walking down the street, in their aprons, mind you. Chefs in their aprons. Look at this. One of them looks like Jesse from Breaking Bad. One of them kind of looks like Jesse from Breaking Bad. These guys, who knows where they're going, but they got their aprons on, the ties just flapping in the wind. Oh, now comes a lovely couple wearing yellow. They're both wearing yellow. He is kind of like what looks like if you were to cut lemon slices and set them on there. He has a bunch of circles, a lot of lemon slices. He's got green and lemon socks. Her dress is yellow flowers, green stems and plants. I love it. This area is wonderful to visit. Lots of character happening here. I'm looking up right now at a billboard that says Ethan Hawke, The Black Phone, Never Talk to Strangers in theaters June 24th. This is the first time I think that I've seen or heard about Ethan Hawke being a bad guy in a movie. His face is painted white. He's wearing like a white sort of, what looks to me like a Joker's mask, like the Joker that's based off of, have you ever seen how they show like what Bob Keane based the Joker off of, and he was like a television actor, a movie actor, this guy. He is who the Joker was based off of. And this mask very closely resembles that. Very toothy smile. Look up the Black Phone, Ethan Hawke, online. Check out those images. You'd be surprised. Right now I'm glancing off diagonally, the man standing in front of the Beverly Hills Estates that I was just talking about, the green building. He's wearing what looks like Michael Jackson's glove, but it's in jacket form. This thing has sequins all over it. It's very silvery. It's very sparkly. Very silvery. Very sparkly. By the way, I just recently ordered these new glasses, bamboo. And the lenses are greenish or goldish. I love them. However, I misplaced them. Something tells me I left those glasses in the Uber. And what's interesting, I've been thinking lately about getting Elvis glasses again. So I don't know. Maybe that's a sign that I need to get Elvis glasses. Who knows? Who knows? We shall see. It's yeah. Oh, Yächtley Crëw's playing tonight. Yacht Rock Band. There's only 10 tickets left. Yeah. Christopher Cross, Michael McDonald, Toto, Hall & Oates, all those love songs from back in the 70s and 80s. Oh, my gosh. Tons of love songs. Everybody just, putting their arms around each other, singing along. It's amazing. But if you get a chance, look on YouTube at least. Check out Yächtley Crëw. It's a very, very cool band. Unfortunately, I don't have any stickers or anything. We're playing tonight at 10 p.m. So if you guys find yourselves, available to check out a show, we'll be playing here tonight. Yeah. Take care. Yeah, take care. Thanks. So that was great. That was the silver jacketed guy and his buddies. I came to learn that those silvers were not, in fact, what do you call them? It was not glitter or sequins. It was, in fact, those silvery spikes. Punk rocker silvery spikes that you usually see on the leather jackets. Remember in high school, I saw a lot of those. It's so incredible. Out here on the corner of Clark and Sunset. If you get a chance, if you're listening to this and you find yourself going to California, just sit here on this corner. Just check out what's going on. If you're looking at Sunset Boulevard, if you're looking at that sign, and to its left is a billboard, and then to its right is a gas station. If you were to stand out here at Clark, okay, you're aligned with Clark. Your spine is running up Clark, but you're looking at Sunset Boulevard. You can see, if you look left and left and left, you'll see the Viper Room over there. If you look right, there's the Whisky. You're right here at the Whisky. And of course, right up the street a little bit is the Roxy. Above the Roxy used to be a place called On the Rocks, and that's where John Belushi, John Lennon, Jack Nicholson, a lot of those guys used to hang out all the time at On the Rocks. On the Rocks is where I performed. My buddy Jeff Cahill, a fellow orphan from Blues Brothers. Oh my gosh, there's so many synchronicities interwoven with that. He got me to play there on a couple of occasions. And one of the occasions was on Halloween, and I dressed like the 12th Doctor, I think. Doctor Who, the one with the scarf. My friend Renee Easton knitted an actual Doctor Who scarf. I mean, this thing is like 30 feet long. So I wore that thing, and I wore a big coat, and I wore curly brown hair. And underneath that, I wore like a black tuxedo and a black tie. And during the song, when I was, my buddy Billy Thomas was playing guitars during that show, and he started playing Rawhide, and I changed into a blues brother. I changed from Doctor Who into a blues brother, just like Andy Kaufman changes into Elvis. And I took off the wig, I took off the jacket. Underneath was this, black tuxedo, and then the black tie and everything, the white shirt. And then I put on a mask. And this was a perfect Blues Brothers mask that I found somewhere. And it just covers it covers underneath your eye. No. It covers from underneath your eyes. It has fake ears on it. It might have a fake nose, but there's a spot there for the mouth. So there's an open area for the mouth, so the mouth can move. So I transformed into a Blues Brother. I put that mask on, and I look like a Blues Brother. And ladies, would you like me to get a photo of you in front of this sign?
Sure.
Yeah? My band is playing tonight at 10 p.m.
Oh, Yächtley Crëw?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
So that's so cool. I'll get you up there. Wow, that's cool. Okay. So let me do one of these, but then I'll do one from across the street, too.
Oh, this is fine.
This is fine?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Oh, this is good. This is good. Let's try this. Okay, take a look at this and see.
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. You're welcome. All right, so I helped a couple of girls take a photo of themselves in front of the Whisky sign. Yeah, like I said, you never know who's going to be coming around here. And so at On the Rocks, so I played that night, and I transformed into a Blues Brother, and I invited Jeff Cahill, who was my fellow orphan, who booked me there. I invited him up on stage to sing Rawhide with me. And back then I was going around from place to place. I was also playing the Voodoo Lounge at House of Blues and a few other places, and I would call myself I Am an Orphan. Good to see you again. Thanks so much for coming out, man. Are you Alex's brother?
Yeah, I'm one of my brothers.
What's up? I'm Stony Shores. Pleasure to meet you.
He plays in the band.
I'm so glad. Are you guys coming tonight? It's an all-ages show. It's an all-ages show. No, it's an all-ages show.
She said it's 21 and over.
Wait, is it?
I thought it was, because that's what Kyle said.
Oh,
Can you
because
find
I
out
thought
and text us?
before I'd
'Cause if-
seen out there that there were like
Find out, Allie, and text us,
younger
'cause
folks
maybe
out
we'll
there.
come back if you
Because
do.
if that's the case, that would be
would love to
phenomenal.
go, seriously.
Yeah, we get you on the list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me know, but I'll pay for the ticket. I don't care, but just let me know.
There's
'cause
no
we're
more
gonna go to
tickets. It's
dinner.
sold out, so.
We'll get you on the list.
Can you find out seriously?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I just thought it was a 21 and up, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good concert if I don't see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
What's weird about this place is that I've seen like younger folks here before, and I was blown away. I'm like, what the heck? This is an all-ages show. And then someone told me, well, yeah, that's how, like, I don't know how they're able to do it, but God, that would be so phenomenal if your brother was able to show up.
My
and see.
brother's been wanting to come to a show for a while.
It would be phenomenal.
So.
You and your dad and your brother here at the Whisky, at the world
Yeah.
famous Whisky. Oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, my dad loves the whiskey, so he just loves the area in general, and he's literally having dinner right down the street, so.
That's great.
Oh, I'm so tired. Looking at those boxes, like, had me sweating.
Yeah. Yeah, you're tough. You're tough.
I try to pull.
You may be little, but you're mighty.
It's like, if I'm getting paid, I'm going to do as much as I can. I try.
Well, it's great. You know, you're always smiling. You're always such a bright spirit back there at the merch booth, and when people come out, they're like, oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing, you know? That's a very important thing because, you know, you're representing, well, in a sense, the band, but, you know, you're also representing any other things that you might be a part of or that you know, I don't know, maybe you're an artist or, you know, so it's just interesting because the people, when they go up there, they see you, you know, and so you're giving them this wonderful experience, which I think is phenomenal. Yeah, that's why it's just.
You brighten my day.
Well, thank you.
You always have such a positive vibe. That's why I always like talking to you, and I'm just like, he brightens my day.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I see the greatness in everyone, and I it's like I feel like it's important for me to let them know, even if they'll deny it or something. I think it's very important for them to see another perspective outside of their own that, you know, sees the greatness and goes, let's turn up the volume on that, you know.
Let me see if it's a.
Well, you know what? Let me ask one of the sound guys. All right, we're gonna see if this is an all ages place. We've got some guys in here to ask. So let's see what we can do. We are now inside the world famous Whisky. Check that out. ASMR. looking for the other workers here. All right, let's see what we can do. Hey man, do you work here?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm Kyle, buddy.
Have you seen anyone around here who might work here? I was just going to ask them if it's an all ages show, because before I thought I saw young folks out there in the audience.
Nope. It is online. It says it. Is it really? Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen youngsters out here, and it'd be great if her brother could go. I know, I was astonished too. All right, so there we go. 21 or under. So yeah, that was Alex. That's Alex. That's street, as we call them, street dogs. Girlfriend. She runs the merch booth. All right. Anyway, I will talk to you more later. Thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto.
Nobody loving me. Nobody wanted to know my fucking name because anybody that asked about me was told I just made the whole fucking thing up. I was full of shit. I was crazy.
So Mötley Crüe was telling people who asked them about you that that you were making it up?
For years. My name didn't come out for 15 fucking years.
Wow.
They got the backing with me. They recorded Too Fast for Love with me. They lined up the gigs with me. They ripped off my rip and tear look for fucking... that's when I put on the suits and ties.
Wow.
I was a broker for 35 years. I had no career. I still don't have a fucking career. I probably never will. But anybody that's ever heard my voice knows it's better than any fucking buddy ever. Ever. Ever.
You know, I'm so surprised you don't have a band, you know, out there
Well,
doing stuff with your...
Guess what? I might have found my keyboard player. I've got an incredible guitarist I've known since he was 15. Now he's 28. He's fucking hot as hell. Derek Day. You might know who he is. I know so many musicians. I sang with Andre Crouch Gospel Choir for 25 years before Andre died.
Wow.
He was like a brother. I sang at Billy Preston's funeral with him.
Wow.
I've played Rosalie Brooks. I played with her for years and years. She was Jimmy's girl, Jimi Hendrix's girl the last fucking 10 years.
Wow.
Gloria Jones from Andre Crouch's band, and she wrote Tainted Love and several other Motown songs. She's like a sister to me. Her son is like a son of me.
How many songs would you say
I'm
you have
known.
written?
I'm known. I just don't wish to be attacked like I was attacked before I was known.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you should see the crap that's on the internet about me.
That's weird.
It's bullshit. I don't have any kind of contact on the internet. But the shit that's out there about me is unbelievable.
Wow. I'm
So
surprised
fuck
that's...
fame. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm 69 fucking years old. Hopefully we'll make it past 100. But if I don't, when I die, people will know it's the greatest fucking...
Wait, real quick. Is that car?
867.
Does that look like that kind of car? Because it looks like this car is parked kind of around the corner. But I don't know... Clark Street. Are they parked around this corner?
I don't see it. That looks like...
Maybe that's them over there. All right, it is now 2:54. I just have to say that the man you just heard is O'Dean Peterson. And claims that he's the original singer of Mötley Crüe. And you could tell he's pretty bitter about it. On the one hand, he says, I don't care at all if anybody, follows me or not follows me, or I don't care about fame or anything. Yet I get the feeling that he walks up to people periodically and often and tells them that he was the original singer of Mötley Crüe. And he wears a captain's hat. So what's interesting was, this is the synchronicity. While we were standing out in front of the Whisky, loading all our stuff out, he comes walking down the street and he's wearing a hat. And I thought he had just come from the show. Like he was at the show, maybe went down to the Rainbow and came back. He was just bumbling down the street, and he's like, first, Mötley Crüe ripped me off, and now you guys are ripping off my look. And somehow I was the guy he zeroed in on. And he started going into this big thing, and I kept trying to record him. I wanted to get his story. He's like, nobody knows the true story. And I'm like, well, I want to interview you for my podcast. I made the mistake of giving him my phone number. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. We'll see. Might have to block the guy. I mean, I want to interview him because I want to get the true story. But I think I'm going to have to do it when he's not... He was pretty plastered, from what it seemed. We had a great time at the Whisky. I'm at home now. Matthew McDonald lives... He just moved very close by. So I just walked back from his house. The Uber dropped us off. Had a great show, great night. Our friend Bianca came out. Just great people. Oh, a guy who runs the Jimmy Buffett record company. He came out to see us play too. So we'll see. We'll see what he thinks. Anyway, here I am at the door. Thank you for listening to Inspirado Projecto podcast. Today is, 12:01 p.m. Today is the 20th. Tomorrow, we're flying out to Denver. And playing out there. And we're going to go to Illinois. Gonna be out there on the East Coast for a little bit. So I promised to get some interviews while I'm out there. So right now I'm on my way up to a place where they take photos for passports. What's your guess? What do you think that they would charge for something like that? One would think maybe $5-6, right? It doesn't take much these days. So after all, it's not like real film. It's digital. We'll see what we conjure up here, because there are some hints, there are some talks, some possibilities of Yächtley Crëw playing in Italy. Well, there were some hints of that. There's some whispers in the hinterlands. There's some whispers in the hinterlands about the possibility of us playing in Italy. And then some guy at at Whisky, at the Whisky, when we played there, in the green room after the show, he kept saying, "Oh, we'll get you, we'll get you to play in Dominican Republic." And so I started realizing, well, wait a second, hold on, let me check my passport, see what the score is with this. It ran out in 2011, and we're now in 2022, so I cannot believe it ran out that long ago. 2011 does not seem that long ago at all. How did it get here so fast? 2011. How the heck are we already in 2022? Do you feel it? Do you feel the time picking up? Or is this just what happens to everyone who gets older? That maybe you just notice it more, maybe. That the time is flying. So yes, I'm up on my way to go get this photo. And then, of course, I got to send in for the passport. So let's see if that takes 7 weeks. But I'd like to believe that I can get the passport quicker than that, sooner than that. And then that way, should something come up, zoop, there it is, real fast. There's some service. I was looking at it online, Rapid Passport Service. I was looking at it online, and they, this company wanted, it was like $130. They're like, oh yeah, $130, or I was reading on their website, $130 passport fee. And then so that I talked to someone on the phone, and they said, if you want it in 8 weeks, it's $300. If you want it if you want it here, if you want it in 1 week, it's $800 extra $800. And I said, well, what's the $130 thing? So I don't know. There's all kinds of little things, right? All kinds of little things. So I'm realizing that maybe if I just go through the passport travel gov, is that what it is? I was going to jaywalk. It's one of my specialties. If you're listening to this and you are new at walking across streets, or you live in heavily populated, trafficked areas, I would not suggest that you listen to this. I don't want you being influenced by my questionable pedestrian decisions. All right, I always make sure I look around and there's plenty of room, plenty of space around for me to be able to cross. I cross when it is safe to. I don't chance it. Yes, I am a daredevil, but not in that way. I'm a daredevil in other ways, not in a physically dangerous way, I don't think. So, I'm over here safe now. Should I keep it running? I'm gonna keep running in here. Let's see. All right, let's keep you going. Let's keep you going. I'm gonna bring it right in here with me. All right, here we go. Hi. So I called you earlier, and you guys do passport photos?
For U.S. passport?
Yeah.
You want to take one?
Yes, I'd love to.
Grab my little stand. And then you can have your seat.
All right.
And there's a mirror, like right here somewhere, if you need it.
Oh. Make sure there's no big hairs hanging on my nose. That's always a good.
Yeah.
This is for my future self, after all, right? You want to make sure that you're like, oh God, I had a big hair hanging out of there. Like, yeah.
Well, because they glaze it over, so you don't really.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look right here at this lens. I'm going to get you to turn your head a little to your right. Oh, perfect. A little to your left. Just a bit. Oh, too much. Okay. We're going to look right here. You ready? We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Up to you.
Cool.
You like?
Yeah, it looks good.
How many did you need? Just 2?
Yes. That
So
sounds good.
just for general. What else can I help you out with?
Oh, that's all, thanks.
Okay. So your total is going to be $15.79.
And what passport places do you know of that are close by that I could get a passport?
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean, would you suggest a post office or?
Well, I mean, essentially, we can send it off for you. It's just we would need you to have a few things. The application.
Oh, you guys do it here?
Yeah, we can mail it out. I mean, it's there's just certain things that you have to do. Have the application filled out, have your old passport, and then a check for the state, and as well as your passport photos. And then if you wanted to do the regular route or the expedited route, which also changes the cost of the passport. If you do the expedited route, it costs more.
Okay.
Like on the check, that you have to pay them more money.
What for the? Are you talking about for the mail to get to the post office faster, or to the or who? Or the,
Sort of. I mean, when you do expedited, like, because there's 2 addresses that it goes to, 2 PO boxes. There's one in Philly, and then there's one in Texas, I think. If you do the Texas one, it's just you're just doing it regular. Like you don't need it anytime soon, so they'll just process it like normally. And then there's the expedited route, meaning you need the passport like now. Then so they process it faster for you. So you have to pay the state more money because of it. So that's minus the shipping cost. So if you wanted to send it off priority mail, you can. Express, you can, or regular mail. The only thing that I advise for you, for either 3 categories, is to certify it. If you certify it, it makes it fully trackable. So in the case that it's lost, then you have a number to claim it with. Because if you don't, then it's just like, good luck. You know, like no tracking number means nothing. Like,
so there's a way to have a rush on them making the passport.
Correct. So rushing it with them, expedited, which is what it is, because you're sending it to a separate state that does just that for the government. They process it. I heard it takes about a month for expedited. If you do regular, it'll probably take you a month and a half to 2 months. Yeah. I mean,
Do you know how much they charge for like if you were to be like, okay, if I can get this back in a month? Do you know like kind of generally like what their prices are for that?
So the government will charge you $190. That's for everything, the renewal, but at expedited form. It's an additional $60 to expedite it.
Okay.
Yeah. So your check would be printed out or written to the U.S. Department of State for $190 if you wanted to expedite it.
Okay.
If you just wanted to do just the regular renewal, it'd be $130.
And you guys have the paperwork here?
I can print it out for you if you want it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just looking at my passport the other day, and I realized it's like it ended in 2011, and I'm like, holy cow! This whole time, it's like it's best that I.
2011.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to renew it or if I just have to get a whole new one.
You're gonna have to get a whole new one. You should call.
Yeah.
Because after a certain amount of time,
yeah,
they null and void your passport. Meaning, even if you had it, they're gonna consider you a new passport holder. So now, I'm not sure what to give you because
Oh, I see.
the renewal and then a new form are totally different. As well as if they're going to consider you a new passport holder, you have to do it differently. You have to go in, and then I think they interview you or something like that.
Oh, so I have to go in there.
You have to go into the actual.
Where's that? Where would that be?
To my knowledge, it's in Cape Town.
Okay.
We're a little past Cape Town.
Okay.
Off of Wilshire. But like I said, I don't know because the second that you guys go, oh, I have to do a new passport, there's nothing we can do minus the photo.
Right.
Essentially, like, there's no mailing place. There's nothing. You have to set it up with the actual U.S. passport body. Very weird.
Okay. All right. So since I'm kind of in a limbo of not really knowing which one is which, I should probably just call them up.
Correct, because we can send it out, and then they're going to go, oh, we're considering you a new passport holder because it's been so long. Then you just wasted money and time sending it to someone or a party that doesn't need it because it doesn't apply to you anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
If you had said like expired in 2019, I'd have been like, that might be okay. But
Was there like a 10-year time span on it?
To my knowledge, I thought it was 5 years, but like I'm not the government, so I don't know the rules and regulations that they actually have. So I wouldn't know about that, but I don't want you to do it and then them say, oh yeah, no, you can't do this. Like, you just waste your time and money. But for sure, for you, I'm pretty sure they're going to consider you a new passport holder.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sorry for the bad news.
No, that's okay. No, I see. These are the important things you need to hear directly from a human instead of reading it online, because it's like,
yeah,
there's all kinds of, I don't know. It's hard to trust kind of what you're seeing on there sometimes. So to hear someone who knows what they're talking about just feels so much better.
Well, like I said, I don't really know what I'm talking about. They could be like, oh, it's 20 years. So, you can just do it just like a regular passport. But I just don't want to risk it because a lot of the application has your personal information on it, as well as a check to the state. So I don't want you to lose it or have you have to do it over again. That's just a waste of time.
Yeah, because if I could renew it, then I wouldn't even need these new photos. Basically, I'd just send them that passport, and they probably pretty much use that photo that's in there, huh?
No.
Oh, really?
Every renewal, you need a new passport.
Oh.
Because renewals or passports last 10 years. So you're going to look different after 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they want a new updated version. They frown upon you using your old passport photo. Say you had it in JPEG mode, and then you just reprint it out. They're gonna know that you reprinted out the same photo. They're gonna make you do it over again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a rule. Like, you can't. I guarantee they won't like it, and then they'll send you a letter, but they won't call you.
Right.
And then they'll say, yeah, you have to give us an updated version of you, and then so it's just
Well, thank you for this. I'm going to call up these guys.
Good luck, sir.
All right, take care. All right, that was nice. Oh, jeez. We're out of there. We got a passport photo. Oh, jeez. Something I've noticed about myself, when I'm in situations where people like to share the knowledge that they have, I tend to give them as much of the floor as possible. Even if I know the answer to something that they're talking about, I will not stop them in the middle of that, going, oh yeah, I know that. Sometimes, but other times it's like, well, that's all right. Just let this person, let them have that thrill of feeling like they enlightened a fellow human on some topic that they do deep dive studies on. are at that intersection again that I was at before. Let's see what we can do here, folks. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here, folks. It looks perfect. Perfect, open, and inviting. Oh, yeah, baby. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You gotta have eyes all over your brain, all over your head. I would say eyes in the back of your head, but really it's just all over, floating around your aura. And the more that happens, like I wonder what would happen if I placed myself in the brain space of just imagining all these eyes of perception, of awareness, you know, sort of that higher mind aspect, I suppose the all-seeing eye, activated. Imagine just all these eyes floating around me. What I'm wondering is, if I experiment with that enough, if it does in fact enhance my senses of my surroundings. I betcha. It all stems from the imagination, doesn't it? Everything. That's why Neville Goddard talks so highly of the imagination. That's his starting point. How beautiful is that? If you get a chance, listen to some Neville Goddard. Nevillegoddard. Goddard. Neville Goddard. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And now another exciting episode with Neville Goddard, the man of imagination, the imagination man, the master of imagination, the maestro of imagination, Neville Goddard. He's got YouTube videos. Well, and by YouTube videos, I mean just audio, but with a still photo on YouTube. You can hear tons of his stuff. But it's all about that imagination. It's all about the imagination. All these channelers, all these spiritualists, shaman, etc. and so forth, they all talk about the importance of the imagination. That's where the blueprints, all the creativity is fused. The imagination, that's where it begins. That's where the spell casting begins. How exciting is that? So we have now a new passport photo. Next stage is calling the passport people and learning the real deal. Sometimes I wonder if, you know, with these big organizations like the DMV, you could go in there 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and they all tell you a different story. I'm starting to think with places like this, maybe you call up 3 or 4 places and you go, okay, give me a different opinion. You know, put me on the line with another person, and just like learn, okay, are they all on the same page? And you get it all there before you go in. Whatever happens, all I know is by whatever date I get this new passport, I trust that it's going to be in perfect timing. As the mantra goes, I'm living in the timeline of my deepest desires, my highest excitements, and my utmost fulfillment. I'm living in the timeline of my deepest desires, my highest excitements, and my ultimate fulfillment. I'm living in the timeline of my deepest desires, my highest excitements, and my utmost fulfillment. we shall talk more later. In fact, actually, you know what I'd like to do? I'm gonna add. Right now, I got a fever for a man behind the machine voice message. I just noticed one here. We're gonna add it in here. Thanks for listening to Inspirado Projecto. Thank you so very much. And now, a quick ASMR segment.
Hey, Inspirado, it's man. I saw the new Top Gun. This is coming back to you again. I sent you a few messages about a week ago. Love the new Top Gun. Was very skeptical, but I want to ask you about the deep fakes they did in the film. They composited a lot of different voices together for Val Kilmer because he's got throat cancer. So they used a lot of AI to generate voices based on what Val Kilmer sounds like or what it sounds like. Anyways, they used those in the film, but it got me thinking, do you think they deep faked Tom Cruise? Because he looked a little young in the film, and I was looking at the red carpet in South Korea today, where he was opening Top Gun in South Korea. Anyways, he looks older in real life. Do you think they could have deep faked him in the new Top Gun, since they deep fake Iceman?
Wow, man behind the machine, that is incredible. I have not yet seen the new Top Gun. I've heard the rave reviews. I heard Val Kilmer was in there, and I saw the movie Val, the documentary about Val Kilmer, and it talks all about his throat cancer and stuff. So that's interesting that they were able to put him in the movie. They probably did deep fake Tom Cruise's face. They probably used some of that similar technology that they were using for, was it Mandalorian, when Luke Skywalker shows up? And then, remember when they did for the new Tron? They did something like that for Flynn. And then, what else did they do that with recently that I saw? Something where... Something there... Oh, The Irishman. Irishman? I haven't seen that movie yet. But I hear that they make Robert De Niro and the gang younger. So that's interesting that you noticed that for the movie that he looked younger, and then on the red carpet he looked older. Yeah, they probably did do that, huh? I suppose in this day and age you can't... You know, it's getting better and better. You really can't tell, huh? Jeez. I mean, that means anybody who wants to act in a movie and look like their younger self, I'm sure they could just go, yeah, can you wave the 20 years younger brush over my face and we'll see what happens. The technology is getting so good, isn't it? I'm waiting out here right now in front of Matthew McDonald's house. It's 5:35 a.m. And we're going to Denver. We're flying to Denver today. And so this is going to be the schedule for Yächtley Crëw. By the way, I put up my first Yächtley Crëw NFTs. And I would love for you to check them out. Go to Inspirado Projecto. Hello! So we'll be June 21st at the Oriental Theater in Denver. On the 24th, we'll be in Chicago at Parkway Bank Park. 25th, we'll be in Highland Park. Yeah, and that's it. Then we'll come back and then we'll be in Las Vegas at the Palms. So perhaps we'll see you there.
Mr. Inspirado Projecto, how you doing? How's Yächtley Crëw? Oh my God, dude, every time I hear certain songs, I think of you guys. It's all your fault, man. It was amazing. Anyways, I hope y'all are doing amazing on your tour. I hope everything's going great. I'm sure it is, because you guys are fabulous. But I just wanted to say hi. Talk to you soon, my friend.
Dig that. Dig it the most. Wow. Thank you so much, Foxy Lady, from Awesome Sauce Radio and Cannabis Conundrum. I had so much fun meeting you and Desert Fox. By the way, I will be releasing that. I will release that next. How about that? That'll be the next episode after this. Part 3 of our conversation out in front of the hotel that Yächtley Crëw stayed at after the Marquee Theater show in Tempe, Arizona. So that is coming up. And you two are just so funny, so intelligent, so wise. Your podcasts, Awesome Sauce Radio and Cannabis Conundrum, deserve to get awards, accolades, ribbons, cups. Like I just saw a thing today where people are holding up Stanley cups. Maybe you get a big cup. Cup of soup. Maybe someone brings you a cup of soup in a golden bowl. Any number of things. You deserve accolades. Let's just put it plain and simple. Major accomplishments. And I cannot wait until Yächtley Crëw plays in your area again. What we're going to listen to next is an interview with a guy named Nate. At the Oriental Theater in Denver. So I'm going to give you a little taste of us being on the road. Denver. We're in Chicago tonight. That's another podcast. I've recorded a whole episode. And tomorrow we're playing it in Rosemont for 5,000 screaming crew pairs. My friends, family, schoolmates, so many good people. That's tomorrow. And the next day, Highland Park. Anyway, you're going to listen to this. This is going to be an interview with Nate from the Oriental Theater. Then after that, a special treat. 2 special treats. The Unity All-Stars. These guys are on the 311 cruise. This is where we met them. And they came up on stage and they did Call Me Al. But I got some audio. So stick around. It's them rehearsing Sex on the Beach, which is our other song too. Sex on the Beach and Call Me Al. Stick around. You might like it. Thanks for listening. Unexpected things happening to them, It's just like, especially if there's stuff that they don't normally share with people, because people are thinking that they're going crazy if they were to talk about something like that. Have you, have you seen ghosts, or have you?
I haven't seen ghosts, but I've heard things when I know I'm the last person in the building. Mm-hmm. And I've worked in a couple of, older theaters. I do security at nightclubs, just random shit all the time. Where there's nothing there, and it was obviously cleaned up, and the table gets knocked over,
So you'll hear an entire table just falling down.
Hit the ground. I'm gone.
How far are you usually away from these things when they happen?
I don't know, at least 100 feet or so. Like, I'm in the same room, but it's not in my, like, direct view. Like,
So you'll hear it like, whoa, it's like like right around the corner of the door or something, huh?
yeah. And
I can only imagine how much that would... are you the only person here? Are there other people with you?
it hasn't been here. It's been at the nightclub downtown. But that's usually, like, there's other people in the building, but they're in another room, not next to me. And that's usually when I'm grabbing everything and boogie.
Does anyone trade stories and say like, oh, you know what, that same thing happened to me?
Not yet.
Do you think there's some people who are just a little afraid to like look like they're kind of kooky if they come out and they go, hey, guess what? I heard
I'm sure other
a table
people,
move in the other room or something.
Other people have experienced it. I just don't think anybody's ready to talk about it.
Because it'd be interesting if, just for kicks, if let's say, for instance, in here, if there was a psychic to come in and go, oh, okay, well, no wonder why maybe you heard sounds over in this quadrant of the building or saw a flash of light over there or something, Because then it could be like, oh, there was this spirit who used to come here all the time, and he was a vaudeville performer, and he died here, and it's like that's Frank the magician, And then you could go, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I keep seeing rabbits in the hallways. But yeah, I just get a kick out of playing these theaters because they have such a special. They all have a special quality about them, which is the entire building is an art piece in itself.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, there's something artistic going on. And what I've noticed with a lot of these old theaters is that they all, like, the painting is usually as if it were an outdoor courtyard of some, like, royalty. Like some of them, like in Monterey, the Golden State Theater, that one, it looks like you're outside of, like a kingdom. Like, okay, now it's time for jousting! One of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And just the way that the paintings are and everything. And so, hey,
What up?
so in here it's interesting because it's kind of Mayan. Was it always that same painting or was it different?
I'm not sure.
Be interesting to know. Just to like.
Just the
I started kind of
themes,
going down these rabbit holes of like going because I met this guy named Martin Schmidt at the Golden State Theater, and he helped restore the theater back to like how it used to look back in the olden days. He meticulously spent all this time, and the theater would just pay him to whatever resources he needed to get it done. They were they're helping him out, and he loved it. And he was just so passionate about it. So I got a chance to talk to him, and he was just telling me about all this really interesting, the different paranormal activities going on in the in there and stuff, and who the architects were of the building. And so now it's like, now I enter this one and I go, maybe I ought to do a little research on this, like. I wonder now if maybe these were the same architects who worked on the Golden State Theater, because there are similar things in here that I see over there, and I go, whoa, wouldn't that be weird if I accidentally become an architect? Like, I never intended, but somehow I just have a knack for it, of like going, hey, that's the same style of this dude,
Yeah.
There's another theater, the Majestic in Ventura, and that has the same type of thing, and it looked very similar to the style of the Golden State Theater, and some of these styles in here kind of remind me of
Maybe it was
those.
that era, everybody had a similar vibe.
Gosh, that's intriguing, right? Like when you walk into an old historical building and you just look around and you go, okay, this is just kind of how it is, But there are all these like when that curiosity goes, oh, go ahead and I dare you to peel back that layer.
Yeah,
and I
keep
get,
on
okay, what's
going.
that layer? And you go, what the heck? I didn't even realize all that.
Yeah.
Wow. Then you get to appreciate a place a lot more. Like, I definitely appreciate the Golden State Theater a lot more after
Once
having
you
heard
learn some
all that history.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely gives it more meaning.
Yeah. Because then there was like a certain intention and a certain motivation, a certain thought and idea in that person's brain as they were painting that thing. Like imagine like there was something that was inspiring them to make that, whether it was an eagle or whatever the heck the thing was on the wall. People fishing, it's like, okay, what was leading you there? What was the thing? Was it just maybe in memorandum of like your grandpa used to fish with him? Was it something that was of an actual historical thing? Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's like, and it's just left up for the future generations to kind of figure out on their own. What did he mean? I see the big Mayan faces. What does it mean? Was this person big into the, researching the Mayan history? And they're like, we need murals of Mayan things. Oh my gosh, we need it. Bring back that spirit. Heck, maybe there's some Mayan apparition that walks around in these hallways or something,
Yeah. Inspired somebody that painted that way.
Gosh. Yeah, these kinds of places intrigue me. So I just have a feeling now that we had a conversation, you're most likely going to either see more things or maybe get some interesting vibes, or maybe you'll find your intuition being like more like, you know, you know, now that we kind of invited it into the conversation, you know.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. What's your name?
Nate.
Oh, Nate, that's right. Nate, that's right. Stony Shores. Pleasure to meet you. I was hoping to get some apparition stories, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? You guys get more and more in the groove each time. More and more in the groove. It's great. Yeah, it's good. It sounds good. Yeah, you're getting more and more in the groove. It sounds great, you know. You guys are experimenting. You're doodling, you know. You're finger painting right now, and it's great. It's so perfect. This doodling is great. You're testing out different paints and splattering things, and it's great. It's great. Oh yeah. It's like 3 Jackson Pollocks right now, just trying. You know, that's what the jazz
Everything
is about.
in my head sounds good.
Yeah,
everything.
right.
Everything.
Well, then it's fun because then you test. You go, okay, what if I go? You know, you try those different things.
Times when you're positive something is gonna sound good.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
positive. You're like,
oh yeah.
Bringing it to them.
Yeah.
This part, this, and then you do it, and you're like, it's missing the mark a little bit. I don't know.
Well, and what's great is when the others keep playing because they see that you're trying something. You're trying something, and they're giving you that dance floor. You're like, okay, here's this clear. You know, just keep trying it. You know. Oh, it's so cool. It's so satisfying. Keep working it out. Yes. Oh, these are great. Wow.
What was the original line? Alright, just do it in unison real quick. It's really fun. 1, 2,
Oh, those are cool. Yes. Yes.
Another guy down the street.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. It's so rich
When
and
is that
right.
one played? Right in the middle?
I don't know if we're actually going to do it tonight, though.
What the fuck are we doing out here?
Don't forget what you just did.
Don't forget. They're here to sell some merch. No way! Oh my goodness. Cassie and Jamie. Oh,
Nice to meet you, Paul.
what's your name?
Cassie.
That's Mike's wife?
Hey, I'm Stony Shores. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Stony.
Thank you so much for, what's your name?
I'm Jamie.
Jamie, pleasure to meet you. I'm Stony Shores. Thank you so much for coming out here and being a part of this.
Yeah, no worries.
Gosh, they just sound great together, don't they? They just sound so good.
Anything with horns is good.
All right, your merch people are Cassie.
Pretty good.
Magical, magical.
And then the ones like during the dance at the end.
I'm not sure. Oh, are they?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm not trying to go.
I should be going in there and airdropping. Really, is what I should be doing. That's usually what I do.
No vocals. So this is
I
Rob.
airdropped it. Oh, yes. Listen to this guy. Wow, that's very exciting. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna airdrop these people. Who's coming in? Oh my gosh, there are already people out here. This is incredible. Wow. All right, let's see if they know anything about airdrops. We're gonna do a little test in order to see what happens with this, because if it goes through, then I cannot tell you how excited I will be should that happen. All right, I will talk to you later.
This is Blythe Baines, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
It's a face palm, a balm of calm, like a napalm bomb. It's a face palm, crumbly malm of loamy alms. And how soon do you think you to do it again? It's a face palm, here come alms playing Brahms and prom. And how soon do you think you to do it again? And the Holmes from Guam to the cable comes, are the Grom Rom diatoms glom in their moms. It's a face palm, the book of psalms and rhymes and rhymes. And how soon do you think you'll do it again?